Tuesdays with Leyla. I'm so glad that you could join me this Tuesday. For those of you that are new to me, new to my channel, I am Leyla, and on Tuesdays I upload a video that is chronicling my weight loss journey that I'm on. I'm here just to spread some hope, some inspiration, some positive motivation and love. I'm not a paid counselor, trainer, psychiatrist, or psychologist, so please, any advice that you get here, make sure you actually consult with a professional like you would any other time before you use it. I guess that's very good of. I wanted to throw a disclaimer out there, so for those of you who are used to me, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there because I don't want anyone thinking that you know, I'm an expert. The only thing Leyla's an expert on is making mistakes. That's about it. So moving on, I went and I've been keeping up with my goal really well this week. I got past Shark Week and was able to get in my exercise. There was a couple of days where we had one night it just like thunderstormed out of nowhere in November. Welcome to St. Louis. That's all I can say. You don't like the weather? Hang around half an hour. It'll change. So I did get in my exercising. I even got in one of the Leslie Sansone Walk Away the Pounds videos because it was just like pouring down and I couldn't go anywhere. So I've been doing really, really good with that. Everything else is running really well. I got on the scale and I gained. I gained like 2 pounds. Now I don't know. That could be still remnants from last week. But most of the time that usually just drops right off. It kind of puts me in this negative space for just a small amount of time. But anytime I move into that negative space, that just is not a place I like to be. It's not where I want to be. And so I have real issue with that most of the time. So that's something I totally struggle with. So then I started thinking about the struggle is real, and it is. It is a real struggle sometimes. And so that got me to thinking about things I'm struggling with and that hamper kind of on my weight loss. And what are some things I can do to overcome it? And sorry guys, my husband's like texting me while I'm trying to film. Go figure. So anyway, what are some things that I can do to help me overcome and work through the struggle? And for me, it's like a lot of different little things can help me overcome that and make it through it. But I still kind of have this, you know, feeling that I am just struggling to make, you know, the scale move, to make this happen. Now, why did I gain 2 pounds? Why am I going to obsess over this until I lose 2 pounds? That's OCD. There's nothing really I could do that I'm not already doing to help manage that. But what about all the other little things that I can do to help me manage and get through this? And make it to my goal. One of them is to consciously not dwell. So when the thought pops into my head and I'm sitting there thinking about it, at that moment in time, I can make a decision to say, okay, yes, the thought popped up. Yes, I'm struggling with this right now, but let's move on. What can I do to remedy the solution? And let's start obsessing about that. You know, fixing the problem rather than dwelling on it. That's not an easy thing to do. And I struggle with that too. But I'm going to kill him. He keeps texting. I just want y'all to know, if you see it on the news, it's because he won't stop texting me. Oh my God. So anyway, moving on. How do I get through the things that I struggle with? Basically, it's kind of where I'm wanting to take this, you know, and not necessarily say that you don't have to struggle, because struggle is part of life and it makes you the person you are. And it's not so much what we're struggling with, but how we overcome it. And that's what makes up the story and of your life, and that's what you live for. That's your accomplishments. Those are things you can put and say, you know what, I did it. It was hard. I made it. Here I am. So again, going on, because I'm kind of getting off track thought because I just tossed the phone. Things that I struggle with and how I try to get through it in a way that I can manage. Like I said, when the negative thoughts pop into my head and I can't get rid of them, I try to consciously come up with maybe not necessarily solutions to the problem. I don't want to say solutions because that's a big, if and maybe for me. Maybe not solutions, but strategies. So I'll come up with a plan, a strategic plan. Okay, I'm not seeing this happening. Can I really think of anything that I might have been doing throughout the week? Yes, I've been good. I've been getting up. I've been walking. And I know that, maybe I'm gaining some muscle. And so sometimes that muscle, it doesn't weigh more than fat, but muscle is more dense. So it takes this is like a pound of fat and this is like a pound of muscle. So yeah, because I'm noticing that, my clothes are fitting better and things, and I've went down a couple sizes, but I think for me, it's just those numbers, and which is why I didn't want to ever weigh in the first place, but I kind of had to. So what are some things I can do to, overcome that and, maybe make a strategy, like say, okay, maybe I am going off more than I'm admitting to, or maybe I'm just doing, things out of my habit, almost unconsciously, and I don't really realize I'm doing it. So let's do this for a week. Let's do a food journal. So everything we eat, let's write it down, and let's see if there's anything in there that maybe we need to modify, something maybe we didn't realize we were doing, and maybe that's what's contributing to the 2-pound gain. So let's do that. So I come up with a strategy to work around where I'm struggling. Now, let's say I get the journal at the end of the week and I've done everything perfectly that I'm supposed to, and I've still got the 2-pound gain. I can't explain it. I chalk it up to it's poo. I really do. And that's how I get over that. So that's how I deal with that struggle. If I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, and I still can't account for this 2-pound gain, it must be poo. It has to weigh something. Maybe I needed to poo whenever I stepped on that scale. Or maybe my bladder was full, that's 16 ounces, that's a pound, so maybe my bladder was full. So I try to find ways, not necessarily excuses, because I did work through the problem, but I still couldn't find the reason why the problem was there. So rather than sit there and harp on it and worry about it, I just say, okay, I've done everything right. Let's chalk it up to this. So now next week, let's come up with a strategy to try and, if the scale doesn't turn out the way I want it to, let's try and find a strategy to get through that. So that's how I get through the struggle. I'm not saying it's easy. It is difficult. It is difficult work. But like the old adage says, nothing that's easy is worth having. And that's just all there is to it. So that's kind of my take on how I deal with struggles. And I know this kind of went all over the place because, God, love him, but I text him back. I'm filming. So he texts me 5-6 times because obviously I'm not doing anything and I can answer the text. So your positive affirmation for this week is don't let your struggle cripple you. Try and find a way out. If you can't do it on your own, go to somebody and ask them for help. And somebody that you like and somebody that you trust, because sometimes if you go to certain people, they're going to tell you exactly what you're doing wrong. Why you're doing it wrong and why it's not working. Find somebody who you know is a really good like thinker and like works on problem solving, because they'll be more likely to give you, you know, answers that aren't their opinion, but just kind of trying to help you balance that out, you know, and let's look at the problem and fix it together. You got a math friend, find one of them, because they're the ones that come up with those you know, thoughts and you know, on how to not fix the problem, but how to work the problem, because that's what you need, not how to fix it, how to work it. So if that made any sense. Okay, let's move on. Your quote for this week, and I couldn't find the author on this again. I'll try and search it some more, but I just didn't have time at the moment. But it comes from picturequotes.com, so I don't know if these might just be unknown quotes, but I thought this was really fitting. And it says, "I love the struggle. After all, we're going to need something to talk about at the top." And I just thought, see, that's awesome. And that's, like I said, the struggle is part of your life. It's part of your story. It's who makes you you. It makes you unique. You know, and so it just is. It's part of your life. So instead of maybe trying to bury it, maybe that's your positive affirmation. Embrace it. Take it over. Make it yours. I would say other choice words, but you know. So anyway, I am so happy you could be with me this Tuesday, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful and fabulous day, and I will see you next week. Ciao.